Student Ben Kinsella died from stab wounds after being attacked by a gang whilst out celebrating the end of his exams.
3 men were subsequently convicted of his murder, but over the weekend it was reported that the father of one of the killers has received a payout in settlement for injuries sustained following a police raid on his home at the time.
Well, the amount he's received is alleged to be double what the Kinsellas got for the loss of their son. And Debbie and George Kinsella join us now. And, of course, we were talking to Brooke earlier on, who is so eloquent when it comes to matters of knife crime and the campaigning. And she has such a balanced head on her shoulders as well.
She's remarkable, your daughter.
You received £10,000 compensation at the time, which was the most the law allowed for criminal injury compensation at that time. Michael Allen Jr. was convicted of Ben's murder in 2009, and over the weekend it emerged that the father, his father, who is Michael Allen Sr., reportedly won a settlement from the Met, double this. And no one's talking about how much was actually given, so we have to say this is an alleged amount of £20,000 because we don't know for sure what it actually was. And this was the story that was in the Sunday Mirror. This is what broke over the weekend. How has this made you feel?
Very angry, extremely upset. We feel let down. We've spent the weekend crying. Yeah, just completely devastated.
When did you first find out that this had happened?
I think it was about August last year. We were kind of told about it, and we just didn't think it would happen, to be honest. We thought, you know, there wasn't a case to answer to, and it would be thrown out of court.
Now, bearing in mind that we have to point out that Michael Allen Sr. has not broken any laws. He's not a criminal himself. And so, therefore, this payout, and we won't use the word compensation, but this payout was because of the way the police broke into his house when they were looking for his son. And he damaged his ankle. He was saying that he suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder. There were injuries sustained to his dog when the police went in there. And we've got statements from the Met in just a moment. But so therefore, this is a very separate area and a separate pot of money. And it just so happens that that pot of money has more in it than the pot of money that paid you.
This is what we're trying to get across. Why should there be any difference between what we received as a criminal compensation injuries for our son's loss, and yet it's a totally different amount to what he has received or allegedly received from the police regarding these injuries. What we'd like to see, we'd like to see a balance where each case is treated on equal terms, if you know what I mean. To understand us, we don't see that money that we got just about paid for our son's funeral. You know, it's not about the money, it's about the principle of it all, and the way that, once again, we feel that the laws and the way the justice system and the costings of things is always weighted towards the victims of the perpetrators, their families, and not the ones, the murderers. And you know, it's not just our family, it's all the victims of knife crime and violent crime. The law is so unjust and unfair.